Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to another video from TW White & Sons Mazda. Okay, here we have today a Mazda MX5 1.5 SE-L Nav, and this is the RF model as opposed to the soft top. This car is presented in black mica paint with the cloth interior. Now, as I take you around the car, I just want to give you a little bit of history on the car. We actually sold it new to its first owner. It's a two-owner car. They came to the end, towards the end of their PCP agreement, so happy with the car, we enticed them into another one. So they had another MX5. In fact, I think it was an identical car. We have another customer of ours who had a Mazda 2, and they fancied something just a little bit sporty. So they sort of dipped their toe into the sports car world, and I sold this car to the second owner, I think about this time last year, just after we were opening remotely for our customers in the first pandemic. Now, she's a midwife, and she's moved into London, and she just doesn't really use the car, and you can tell because when I got this car it had cobwebs all over it. So she's gone for something a little bit more sensible, something that doesn't need as much love. And she's over back at the garage having a handover of her new vehicle, and I thought I'd come down the road here and get this photographed and videoed as quickly as possible, ready for the weekend. So that's the brief history on the car, and it's just reminded me actually, the first owner was a doctor, the second owner a midwife. Now you probably think I'm making that up, but that is the truth. Anyway, hopefully as I've walked around you can see the condition of this vehicle. It's very nice indeed. I'll be honest, I've just taken it down the hand car wash because our valeter was very busy. But we will give this car a full valet, and once it's done it will be absolutely amazing. There's no paint work or dents that need attending to. All the wheels are in lovely condition, and I think the wheels on the SE-L car, being the silver wheels, really set the car off. Not really into the black chrome. I think these wheels are much better suited, but that is a personal thing, of course. Now, we would have serviced the car prior to the last owner having it, so I'm sure this car needs to go through the workshop again, which we'll do, ready for the next owner. But it is in really lovely condition. I'll be honest with you, I do prefer the SE-L model. I like the cloth seats, don't ask me why, but I do like the cloth seats. I find them quite, well, a bit more supportive than the leather. Right, now I'm going to show you in the boot. Now the boot is enormous. I mean, I could live with that boot. You could get two good sized soft bags in there amongst other things. But yes, and I want to point something out. The hood is down, right? The roof's down. It doesn't interfere with the boot, okay? Because a lot of sort of tin top convertibles, once the hood's down, the boot reduces in size quite a bit. The roof actually folds under here, so what would be here is now folded away under here. But I'll give you a little demonstration of that in a minute. So as I say, I hope you can see the condition of the car. I've taken lots of still photos. Yeah, no, it's a nice example. And what I was saying earlier about the ownership, that is the God's honest truth. We're very fortunate that we know our customers very well. We're a long established family business, and it's always nice to give it a little bit of background on the cars. So what we'll do, let me show you in here. So it's all very nice. As I say, just could do with a valet. You've got the wind deflector here. Okay, that, believe it or not, that small bit of plastic there will stop your hair from blowing around too much. I'm not saying completely. You've got the drinks holders here, and you can put one there, which I normally put one there if I don't have a passenger, and I'll put my phone in there. The car has, you know, hands-free phone kit, but it's nice that you can use it as like a phone cradle. Right, so let's go around the other side. You've got adjustment on the seat here for the end of the seat, so you can sort of raise this part here, which is nice actually on long journeys. Takes that achiness away. And you've got these little storage compartments behind the seats, which I think is very useful. Electric windows, mirrors there. And let's hop in. Right, so what I'm going to do is start the car up, and the car has 2 keys. So I've got the 2 keys here. You can, hopefully that'll focus, you can open the boot here, as well as at the back there, lock and unlock, and you can turn off the alarm in the car. So if you left the hood down, or someone in the car, when you arm the car, press that button, the alarm won't go off and embarrass you. Okay, so I want you to take note of the engine sound when I start the car. I'm going to put the camera out here. So to start the car, foot on the clutch, this lights up. Now let me just start it up. Now I don't know if you could hear that, but when it fires up, the way the car's made, you get this sort of raspy note when you first fire up. It's quite exciting. Well, you could call it childish, but I suppose we all like those brum brum noises when we were into cars. Well, I certainly did, and probably still do now. Let's go through the controls. So you've got your wipers here, lights here, tyre pressure monitoring here, and traction control here. So tyre pressures, if your tyre pressure falls 4 psi or more, it will warn you. A little light will come up on the dash. Let me see if I can get this light up. There you go, see that light? Well, that will come up constantly. I don't know if you saw that, to let you know. Then you can check your tyre pressures. All right, really useful, because even if your tyre's 4-6 psi down, it might not look flat, might not feel flat, but it will affect your braking, your handling, your fuel consumption, general safety. So a really good feature. And traction control, marvellous, especially if this is a rear-wheel drive car. Slippery roads, it might just save you. I don't want to put you off, but you know, if rear-wheel drive cars years ago, people used to sort of, you know, lose the back ends on them if they weren't too careful. But with that won't happen, because it's a very good safety device. It'll also help you brake in a straight line, etc. Obviously you can turn it off, and that would be good for track days. I would say track days and things like that. I don't know, road testing, etc. So that's that covered. And I want to just put an emphasis on this. This car has a perfect 50-50 weight distribution, hence no glove box, because the seatings come forward to get that 50-50 weight distribution, which they say is a character of a true sports car. Engine at the front, rear wheel drive, 50-50 weight distribution, which is why this is arguably one of the best handling cars on the road. Don't take my word for it, read the reviews or give the car a go. They are very well balanced. It's not all about how fast this car goes, it's how it feels, etc. Now, you've got the big dial here for the rev counter, and as you can see, look at, I'm not going to do it, but this car redlines at over 7,000 RPM. So that's one of the characteristics of the 1.5 engine. This car was designed around the 1.5 engine. Purists may argue that this is the only engine the car should have. I certainly think it gives a more exhilarating drive than the torquier 2 litre, but I think the 2 litre came out because of the American market, and you know, people didn't really understand 1.5 in a sports car, it's far too small, but it's a really whizzy drive, plenty of power, certainly enough for myself. There's the mileage there, 19,505 miles. As I say, we sold it new, we know the car, we've always serviced it. So it's a well looked after car, and it's always something nice to shout about. You've got climate control, air conditioning, and it's ice cold. This is the hood mechanism. Now I want to show you something. So just to confuse people like myself, down is up and up is down. So look at this. In fact, let me shut the door so you can see this. This is really neat. So if I go down now, if you see that, look, it'll give you a little progress report on the hood. So see where that is there? We come out of the car here, just want to show you what it looks like. Look at that. So look at that, it's like a transformer. Real trickery goes into that. Oh, there's a few leaves down there, look, they'll all be hoovered out. So yeah, it's really neat. Before you ask, we don't have any problems with the roofs. Like most things Japanese, they tend to perfect things, and we don't have any bother with them at all. The only time really we've had any bother if someone leaves something in the way and it sort of obstructs the mechanism and it might need a resetting. So let's finish this There you go, look. And now the hood is back on. That's really cool. Operation complete. It bleeps, the windows go back up. Really, really neat. Okay, so that part's covered. Climate control's done. You've got USBs for charging and for data. 6-speed gearbox, direct into the box. Really lovely gear change. I don't think you could get better. Human interface or multimedia commander, which will operate this. This is touchscreen when the car's stationary, so I would get used to using this. So you can change your radio and make a call, etc. as you drive. Not that I'm promoting that, of course. So let's start here. So this system here is your radio, settings, sat nav, and phone, and apps. So apps here, you've got things like fuel consumption monitor. Actually, just out of curiosity, in case you're wondering what sort of MPG this car gets, so in nearly 10,000 miles, this car's averaged 40 MPG. Now we are in and around London. So I'd imagine a lot of that was sort of a mixed drive, not so many long runs. These will do high 40s on a long run. In fact, more than that, because I drove one back from Bristol the other day, and it really impressed me. So you got apps there. You can actually have an app built into this. It's a bit of a hardware and software update, so you'll get Apple CarPlay, so you can mirror your phone onto here and enjoy things like Google Maps, Waze, WhatsApp, Spotify, amongst many other apps. So you can do that. Then you've got your music, and you've got your usual FM, AM, DAB. DAB is fantastic. I know a lot of FM channels are turning off now and just going over to DAB. AHA and Stitcher are apps, and you've got Bluetooth. So obviously once your phone is paired up, you can stream things, and then you've got the USBs, as mentioned earlier. Communication, once the phone's paired up, you'll get your call lists, phone book, etc. And you can answer, decline calls here. And if you've got an Android phone, it will read your text messages. Sat nav, it's got a comprehensive sat nav. You can search via postcode by going into town, just to confuse me. All right, put the postcode in and off you go. When you are en route, I like this feature. I'm sure you get this on other sat navs, but you can search for, I don't know, a restaurant nearby around here, and it will give you all the eateries. Search for fuel stations. It will tell you what direction and what companies they are, in case you have a fuel card. You can also set up a Wi-Fi hotspot from your phone. So this will all connect to the internet. It will give you like fuel prices and live traffic updates, etc. Okay, now we're 30 minutes into this video. I'm conscious this might be dragging on and you're probably falling asleep, so I'll just try to finish up as quickly as possible. These are your settings. You've got display settings, so you can turn that off. You've got safety settings. So what do you have in safety? Sound settings, safety settings. What do we have in safety settings? Nothing in the safety settings. Sound settings, volume controls, etc. Clock settings, so the clock's GPS synced, so you don't have to relearn to set your clock. And you've got things like speed alarm, locking, so you can change it so the car will lock after 30 seconds if you haven't got in it after unlocking it. And you've got here interior light timeout, coming home lights, so the lights will stay on for 30 seconds after you've locked the car, and leaving home lights. So all nice convenient settings. Devices, your Bluetooth, network, Wi-Fi, and you can change language, etc. All right, now the safety settings, I think should have, this probably needs updating, this system. This is updated a bit like a telephone. I believe it's a bit embarrassing really, but yeah, this should, and it will, once it's updated, have safety setting in there. I think this car has, quite scared the life out of me. I believe this car has smart city braking, but I'll double check that and come back to you. So just to recap a few things, the car will be serviced. It will come with a 12-month warranty. It has 12 months roadside assistance. It's a Mazda warranty as well. Part exchange is extremely welcome. If you have a look on our website, you'll see we often sell things other than Mazda and Suzuki. So, you know, do try us. Don't think, oh, I might have to sell my car elsewhere before I can deal with them to get the best price. You know, do your research. We buy any car, etc. But then come to us, give us the opportunity. We may surprise you, and we're not ones for getting you down, luring you down, and then, you know, renegotiating. We're very easy to deal with. Do inquire any time of day, because we appreciate the fact that you're often looking at cars outside normal working hours. And we have finance facilities to suit all. Obviously, please inquire. So thanks for watching my video. I hope you've enjoyed it, and we look forward to hearing from you. Bye bye.